What's up everyone? Magnus here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do another one of those Q&As that I love to do because I'm getting so many good questions. I get a few weird ones every once in a while as well, but hopefully today we'll be able to bust a few myths and give you guys some good answers to good questions. All right, let's get into it. A low carb diet is the best for all body types. True or false? Well, false. There's no evidence that are supporting that, a low carb diet would be better than a high carb diet. So as long as you eat enough protein, you eat your veggies, then you should know that fat and carbs are both fuel for the body, and you can eat a combination of them, or some people prefer to eat more carbs, less fat, or the other way around. So whatever works for you, but no, that's false. Will running melt my muscles? No, it won't. I think what you're referring to here is that if you do a lot of running, that you might get less muscles, which can indirectly be true. You see, if you don't have enough fuel in your body and you're, let's say, run long distance, your body will send out a signal to your brain that, oh, we don't have enough fuel to feed all these muscles, we better shrink them. So you will kill some muscle mass over time if you do too much long distance running without having the fuel in your body. So that is the answer to that question. You can sprint, you can do 5K, you can even do long distance running as long as you fuel up. Favorite superset? Well, first of all, a superset is when you go from one exercise to another without any rest. So my favorite superset, I'm not a huge fan of supersetting overall, but I do like the superset arms. So I'll go from a bicep exercise straight into a tricep exercise. So yeah, that's my answer. Do hormones influence workouts and nutrition? So without going too deep on hormones, I would say yes, hormones can affect your ability to build muscle mass, gain or lose fat, and overall how you feel. What equipment should I get if I don't have the possibility to go to a gym? Well, that's an excellent question. I would say it depends on your goal. It depends on who you are and what you want to achieve. I think it's good to get maybe bench, some free weights, and something that can help you work your back and shoulders. That's the hardest part when you do body weight workouts. Dumbbells and a bench, that will go a long way. My knee hurts when I'm jumping. What exercise can I do to stabilize the joint? We have no idea what's going on in your knee, so you shouldn't be stabilizing your joint necessarily. You should see a professional. Go and see someone who knows what they're doing and who can find out what's going on in your knee. And this is super common that people think that if something hurts that they need to rehab it right away or do a certain type of exercise to stabilize and build it up. But no, see a professional. How much coffee is too much coffee in a day? Well, 51 cups of coffee is too much per day. No, just kidding. Well, you can drink a whole lot of coffee. There's a lot of health benefits to coffee, and there's some scientific proof on that as well, that it prevents Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's, helps with various forms of cancer, and it also shields your liver. Just make sure to drink enough water because it can be a little dehydrating with coffee. And yeah, if some people don't handle coffee well at all, if you get too jittery, I wouldn't drink that much. But personally, I drink like 8 cups a day, and I'm fine. I'm fine.
Totally fine.
Is it necessary to wear a belt when lifting? Do we make less progress with it? But in my experience, the guys and girls who are getting injured are the ones wearing a belt. You're not getting injured while wearing the belt, but when you walk in the stairs or you're lifting something up, and I'm going to tell you why. So I'm not wearing a belt and I'm deadlifting. That means my whole body is switched on, working together. As soon as you put that belt on, I'm gonna, disconnect that body part. My legs are working, my upper body might be working, but my core is not firing and it's not activated. Guess what happens when I take everything off and I go to lift that box up? Exactly. So if you don't need to wear a belt, don't do it. Some people do it to be able to lift heavier, and that might be working for them. I suggest if you don't have to wear a belt, please don't. Type of beer or alcohol drink would be okay with everyday life? I love this question. You need to listen to me now. When you decide to have a beer or a glass of wine, drink whatever you like. It's better to drink whatever you like and not drink all the time instead of going with a vodka, soda, lime, and drink a ton of them or every day. So maybe I would say if you need to drink something that's not as good as you want it to be because it's healthier, you're probably drinking too much. Is walking combined with healthy diet enough to be healthy? Well, that's an excellent question. I would say if you eat healthy, that means you are pretty healthy. Walking is also healthy for you, but I do think you need more than walking. That's not really gonna work your upper body. It's not gonna work your heart that much. So I would say walking can be overrated sometimes. It can also be underrated many times. So it is healthy to walk and to eat healthy, but you probably need something more as well. Get a good lift in once or twice a week. Do you burn more fat with high intensity interval training before or after a workout? Well, I would say you burn about the same. I think the important thing is what the high intensity interval training will do to you. What I like to do before my training, because it warms me up and it prepares me for my strength session. Some people think that it makes them tired and then can't lift that much. So you need to figure out what works for you, but I'm a big fan of shorter intervals, not overdoing them. So it never affects me, it just warms me up and it prepares me for my strength session that comes after. So to burn more fat doesn't matter. You can do them before, after, but personally I like to do them before. Myth: you cannot eat carbs if you want to lose weight. True or false? False. You can eat carbs and lose weight. It all comes down to the proportion of macros and your totally calorie intake. So you should eat a certain amount of fat and carbs in a day, one or the other or a combination, and it doesn't matter if you get them through carbs or fat. You will lose weight if you're in calorie deficit, which means that you're eating less than what you're burning in a day. Who have better metabolism, women or men, and why? It's highly individual. There are many females that have better metabolism than other men and vice versa. So it's highly individual. How important is cardio? What's the most important for weight loss besides nutrition? Well, you said it, nutrition is the most important when it comes to losing weight. Losing weight means that you're in a calorie deficit, you're eating less than what you're burning in a day. Cardio is not super important at all. It's all about that calorie deficit. Cardio will help you to burn more, so the difference will be greater and you might lose even more fat in a day. But yeah, cardio is not important, but it might help. How can I have a six-pack? Well, you go to the store, you go to the beer section, and you go to the Michelob Ultra section, and you get a six-pack. That's how you do it. No, kidding. You need to make sure that you get on top of your nutrition. It's all about nutrition when it comes to losing body fat. We all have a six-pack underneath our layer of fat, and yeah, you could do some core work to make the straight abdominis, the six-pack muscle, bigger, but it really comes down to nutrition. Weight training makes thighs bulky, not slender and toned, ? Love that question. It's a big myth. Weight training will not make you bulky. And as a female, it is really hard to build a lot of muscle mass, so you do get bulky. In the beginning, when you start training, you might feel like you're getting a little bit bigger because your muscles will bind a little more fluid, but that will pass. So give it a few weeks and you'll see. A lot of the most toned people that I train are lifting a lot of weights, and they do a lot of strength training. So no, weight training will not make you bulky. Sets and reps. What's the most efficient? More reps and lower weight, or less reps, higher weight? Personally, I'm a fan of doing both. Actually, I like the combined low weight, higher reps, and high weights, lower reps, depending on the muscle I'm targeting, which cycle I'm training in. And yeah, it also depends on if you have pre-existing injuries, if you're a beginner or you're more advanced, and a whole lot of other things. So to go back to my answer, both works. Is it okay to eat pasta instead of rice? Yes, it is. I'm not sure why you're asking that question, if it's about weight loss or just to be healthy. You can eat pasta and be healthy, no problem. Same thing with losing or gaining weight. You can eat pasta. It's more a matter of how much you eat of it. Is it actually bad to do full body workouts every day? Well, excellent question. It depends on how many times per week you're working out. If you're doing 5 days a week, I would not do full body workouts. I would maybe, if you're doing twice a week, then I would consider it. So that's the answer to that question. It really depends on how many times per week you work out. I'm a much bigger fan of targeting each and every muscle much harder with more sets and reps, and then allow that muscle group to rest the next day while I'm targeting something else. It's less of a compromise. A myth: when you are 30 plus, you're too old to get fit. No! I've had 70-year-olds who I helped get in awesome shape. No, it's never too late. You have to adapt, obviously, depending on age, how you approach training and nutrition, but no, you can get in better shape and you can get in good shape at any age. You need to train at least 30 minutes for it to be effective. No, step into the gym with me for 10 minutes and I'll show you. It's better to train on an empty stomach. True or false? No, it's not better to train on an empty stomach. Actually, it might even be bad for you if you don't have enough fuel in your system. It really depends on what you want to achieve with your workout. If you want to build muscle mass and get stronger, I will make sure to have food in my stomach. You don't have to eat right before a workout, but within a 2-hour span before, I would absolutely get some protein in. Whew. That's it. A lot of good questions, as you can tell. Hopefully these questions and my answers help some of you out there. Please let me know what you want to see in the future. Comment below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go and get my 8th cup of coffee. See you.